Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode. I might have had a little bit of champagne. Sorry. Another episode of Girls Like Nerds. I'm with my unofficial co-host Drew Dailey today.
That's me.
That's me. Hi. How are ya?
I'm doing good. I'm loving the cold and rainy weather.
You do love the rainy weather.
Yeah.
I forget you.
I don't like driving in it, especially to LA. But you know,
fair. Yeah.
It is what it is.
Is it? Because people can't drive in the rain,
people
bro.
cannot drive. No, they either go way too slow or way too fast.
Way
There's
too
no
fast.
like proper speed.
No, there's no in between.
Yeah. And then you're just like, why am I doing 40 on the freeway right now?
Oh yeah, because homeboy in front of me is too scared to switch lanes or something.
Exactly. Like my nightmare is that I'm on the way home and then there's a bad accident and I'm stuck on the freeway trying to get home. But
that's happened.
I just
many
jinxed
times.
it too. It's probably going to happen.
Yeah, why do you even say that out loud?
Right?
Yeah.
I need to learn.
Terry Gryffindor. Those spells don't work anyway.
Yeah.
It's all right. I was saying a second ago before we actually started the episode officially that our outfits, if you're watching the episode, our outfits are very contrasting today.
Yep.
But also weirdly the colors of the podcast.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, like Drew is in all black.
Yep.
He's giving, what'd you say, emo?
Emo Western.
Not a phase, Mom. Gosh.
Yeah, it's not a phase. Yeehaw.
Yeehaw. It's not a phase. Yeehaw. Howdy. Not a phase, y'all.
Right?
Okay. And I'm giving little pretty and pink Barbie with
Pink
my
Pony Club.
Pink Pony Club.
Yeah.
We keep on dancing at the Pink Pony Club. And it's such a nice little contrast. Very different. Because usually, I think on the inside, I'm more the black,
I know, it's like
demonic
switched.
character. And on the inside, Drew's more just like nice, cool, easy, good guy.
I'm like happy-go-lucky, not pink, but brighter colors.
Yeah,
And
not
then,
pink,
yeah.
but I'm not pink on the inside either, so that's okay. But I like the little contrast that we have going on today. So
Yep.
We're having a little champagne cheers.
It fits.
Please tell me there's champagne in there, right?
Cheers. Yeah,
Cheers.
it is. Of course, it's champagne. Yeah.
Okay, so today I thought I have a couple of ideas of what we could talk about today. I thought we'd talk about WonderCon, since that's kind of coming up pretty quickly for us. By the time you see this episode, WonderCon is going to be pretty close for us. So I would talk about that. And then we were kind of talking about just how this year has a lot of really fun, awesome movies coming out.
Oh, yeah. It's crazy.
So we talk about some favorite movies. And then, I don't know, just kind of see the conversation.
Just catching up, hanging out.
Yeah. A little nerdy
Talking
catch-up
nerd.
sesh. Talking nerd.
Right. Yeah.
So WonderCon.
WonderCon, it's like going to be here before you know it.
Yeah. I know, it's a crazy thing.
I feel like, so we had a meeting not too long ago, but before that it was like, oh yeah, WonderCon's like months and months away. And now it's like, oh wait, it's like a month and a half away.
Oh yeah.
And then, you were already getting your costume worked on.
Yeah. I talked about it on my birthday episode how I already talked to Ashlyn. Like we have a nice little flow going with what I haven't released the outfit yet.
No.
So I won't tell you yet, but Drew knows.
No, we'll talk about it. You can talk about it closer.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to spoil anything. And then we'll get some cool photos to you. And then we're going to have a good time. WonderCon's always fun. It's one of my favorites.
I was just going to say, it's one of my favorite conventions, I think. That
nothing beats San Diego Comic-Con. Even though it's definitely expensive, it's such a good time.
It's such a good time.
And it's, what I love about Comic-Con is that it's fun when we're just outside all day, and it's fun when we're inside all day. Because
when we're doing both.
Yeah, it's like different experiences.
I agree.
I like how we did it last year too, because we did one day outside and then one day inside, and we didn't have to walk like back and forth all the time. And
I agree. I was thinking we should do that this year too.
I agree. And also lots of good drinks.
Lots of great cocktails.
My favorite outside part was the bar that rated the costumes as you walk by.
God. Yeah. I have to see if I can find like a photo or a quick little video clip to share with you. Last year, I dressed up as Storm.
Twice,
2 different versions of her, and they were both
amazing
hits.
both times.
Yeah, but I like, so the first day we were just walking around outside all day. We didn't have a pass for the inside, so it was really fun to walk around outside all day, and then you walk by this bar, and it's like this huge bar.
Yeah. Huge
a lot of
outdoor area
seating.
and stuff, yeah. Actually, the inside is like this tiny little place, and then everything else is outside.
Yeah, the outside area was just like such a vibe. But they will give you, I thought these people just posted up there. And
That's what I thought at first too.
Said, fuck it, we're going to rate these costumes like who cares what they say?
Right.
Then we found out when we went inside that when you actually sit,
place.
the edge of the bar, the place gives
Right.
you 1 to 10 ratings that you can put up like it's a, so I think you can dance. I don't know what are those kind of shows? Like Dancing with the Stars kind of, competition.
Stuff, yeah.
And it's really fun. So when we were walking by, we got to see people voting for the first outfit that I wore that first day, which I think was pretty good.
It did well. So we were just walking by. I didn't realize. And then they were like, oh yeah, that was a great one. And we look over and there's like a bunch of 8s and 9s and 10s and stuff.
There's a whole row of people.
And we were like, what's happening? And then we walked by the next day and I think you got all 9s?
I think it was
10s?
I almost think it was like 9. I look, you want to say 10s across the board because the second day of my storm costume, that was the black leather latex
black with the white eyes,
with the white contacts.
I
couldn't see 5 fucking feet in front of me.
Yeah,
and worth every second because people were obsessed with that
100%.
outfit. So
it made the costume.
I know it really did actually. If I and it still would have been great without it, but those white contacts, like really, you got to commit. You got to commit to the costume.
Quite a few people, remember, that would be like, "Oh, storm! Oh my God, the eyes!" And it's like, that made the difference.
Usually I'm really good at seeing, like when Drew and I are at conventions, I am, especially as a girl, and especially as not to toot my own horn, but like an attractive girl living in LA, like you're gonna run into a lot of people that are trying to approach you and have conversations with you. So you have to kind of really be on the lookout a lot and really see things kind of before they know that you see them. Mm-hmm. So when we're at conventions, I actually see just about everybody. I just pretend like I don't.
Yeah.
And then Drew's like, hey, so-and-so wants to take a picture. I'm like, okay, fine.
Yeah. That's what we're there for.
That's what we're there for. Okay. But this was crazy because I couldn't see anything. Like from me to you, like past you, I couldn't really see anybody.
It was weird too because usually you walk in front so people see you, right? That time it was me walking in front of you. And it was like slow walking because you can't see, and we're going through a crowd.
Yeah,
so,
God, I couldn't
and then
see
it's
a
like
thing.
I'm looking at people, and they're looking at you, and then you're just like keep walking.
And it's like because it's so hazy.
Oh
like
yeah,
the
you
contacts.
were doing like this.
It was very light sensitive. Yeah. So if it was too dark, it was impossible because I couldn't see anything. But if we were outside, like we walked from the hotel. That's what I like about the hotel in San Diego. We walked from the hotel to the convention. Mm-hmm. It was so bright outside. I literally had to like cover my eyes and look at the ground. Because it was like really too aggressive on my eyes.
No more white contacts for a
while,
though.
No more white contacts.
Yeah.
Oh, we haven't decided what we're doing this year, but I think as it gets a little closer, we'll really solidify.
We have some options, and all of the options are good.
All the options are good. And if you have any ideas, we're open.
Oh, yeah.
So, but you got to tell us like within the next like month or two because after that, there's just not going to be any time. Yeah.
You got to tell us tomorrow.
You got to tell us yesterday. Tell us now. Tell me right now.
Right now. Call in.
Exactly. Phone in. Phone a friend. Phone the audience.
The number is 9-1-1.
Dash.
911.
Dash.
There's a dash after.
I know. I'm just gonna throw in dashes. Okay, like there's no dashes. What am I talking about? No. So I am excited for WonderCon. I think.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out actually if I have a favorite WonderCon cosplay
that you've done.
That I've done.
Avatar,
really?
I think that's the best. I mean, you've done a bunch of good ones, but like Avatar was just, it came out so perfectly. Yeah. Damn, nobody else was Avatar there, which was kind of shocking.
That. Yeah, I was really surprised nobody else was Avatar. I was Natiri from Avatar. Obviously, Alondra, she's been on the show before. She did my makeup. That was my first time working with her. Yeah.
That's a big job on the first one.
I know, so no pressure. She did her thing on that. Yeah. She's never done Avatar makeup before. That was her first time doing it also, and we just like totally clicked. We totally vibed. She's such a nerd. She loves like horror, gory things. She loves like Tim Burton, so we clicked really well. I think it took her like 3.5 hours to do it. I had a jumpsuit on, but then I had like from like my tits up and like my hands, full face. Yeah, it was really
detailed.
Great hairstyle. It was like,
people loved that one.
Oh my God, it was such a good. People were like. It's one of those things that's how you know you do a really good cosplay, when people will stare at you.
Right.
And they're just like trying to figure out, because it looked so real. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of people were trying to figure out like, how the fuck does it look like you are an avatar?
Right.
Or was it Na'vi?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I would catch people just staring at me as I'm talking. They're like, like really, like, they wanted to touch my face. Right. But they didn't. They wanted to so bad. Like, oop.
Don't touch my avatar.
He's like, don't touch my avatar. That was, I guess that's true. And I feel like I've been waiting for a convention to do that again. I thought about doing it this year, but I don't know. I'm like, meh.
So next year, WonderCon, there's a new Avatar movie coming out in December, and it's like fire and ash.
Oh, that's right.
So I'm curious what some of like the fire people are going to look like.
Ooh,
that might make for
that
something
could be a
cool.
vibe.
So maybe.
I'm actually not mad at that. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Because it's nice to do, obviously it's nice to do like the cult classics for conventions, but it's also nice to do relevant cosplays of like shows or movies that are coming out.
Yeah, it's always good to mix it up. Like sometimes you do like the classic, everybody knows it, but they've kind of forgotten about it. And then you got to do some of the relevant. The hard part with the relevant ones is a bunch of people do that. And, everybody has like a different take.
That's true.
Things like that. But there was, which one did we do where it was relevant and nobody else dressed up like that? It was this, what were you this past year? I can't remember.
Last WonderCon?
At WonderCon, yeah. I can't remember.
I did Vampirella, and I did. Come on, Guardians of the Galaxy, Gamora.
Oh, Gamora.
Yeah.
There was another one. Fuck, I can't remember.
I know you've done
but like many. It's like a well-known and relevant, and we were expecting to see more of it. But you were literally the only person who had done it.
I wonder which one that was.
Yeah,
I feel like I know what you're talking about, but I can't quite remember the actual.
Call in if you know.
If you're a nerd, if you're an OG fan, I'm sure you have an idea. Yeah, no, last year that was what we did. Gamora and we did Vampirella, which was such a vibe. I don't remember what we did the year before. Gamora's always a hit. Gamora's a great one.
Gamora's a good one.
It just looks so good. The green just looks like such a vibe.
Yep.
I feel like I haven't done like a body paint one in a schminute.
Well, the last one you did was Ahsoka.
Oh my god, duh. How did I forget about Ahsoka? Oh,
and yeah,
so good.
Because that one is like, it's intricate body paint, but it's over a smaller area. But then it's like you had the headpiece and stuff, and I think she talked about it before, but like we got some pretty dope content with Rosario Dawson, who was like in love with the costume.
Oh my gosh, she was like freaking out. I was like, because we were supposed to get photos with her in the beginning of the day, but obviously it took a long time to get my makeup done, get there, take photos, get inside, and get to the location to get pictures with her. She was already gone. So I was like, I'm talking heartbroken. I was like, I couldn't cry because I couldn't cry the makeup off. So I was like, damn, now what are we going to do? They're like, oh, she's coming back for autographs.
Yeah.
And if you're nice, like maybe she'll take a picture with you too. And I'm like, please, cosplay gods.
Yep.
So you got to wait in line. And by the time we got to the front, she saw me, she was like, oh, great costume or something, great costume.
Well, even her PR girl was like, "Can I get a picture with you guys?"
Yeah, she took a picture on her phone.
Yeah, it was
I was like,
sweet.
"Oh my god, send this to Disney if you need to stand in. I got you."
She's like, "We'll show up on your next movie. It's fine."
Exactly, right? Seriously, it was like one of the highlight stuff, and that's also one of those things about doing a really great cosplay is people recognizing you. If you get photos with like the actors of that cosplay. Like it really just means so much, especially as artists and as nerds, as we are coming and going throughout the cons. It's like it's such a reward, for that experience. I'm really excited.
Because somebody asked me like, what is it about cosplay? Like, why do people do it? And people like it because they see the things that like from movies, TV, books, whatever. They get to see it in real life, and that's what you want, right? And like for us, we like seeing everybody's different vision of bringing something to life. They do combos. They will change
like mashups.
And it's just really artistic and creative. And I love seeing people, especially the ones who like put effort into it.
People that like, really do the full fit, the full hair, the makeup, like commit to the role in a sense. It's almost like I think when I see a cosplay that I really like, especially at a convention, it's almost like I'm seeing a celebrity because I freak out. I'm like, oh, Drew.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
We've come across a couple of cosplayers where you're like, hey, that's so and so, and I'm just like, oh,
yeah,
because I don't recognize them.
Yeah, it's literally like you're seeing a celebrity. I really geek out and I really get really excited about it. And I think especially this year, I'm kind of like in the era of trying to give credit to myself and give myself, like pat myself on the back and give myself more grace, because there's so many times where people come up to us and they're like, oh my God, you were so-and-so last year, or like the last convention I saw, I loved it. So I think as much as we get excited about seeing different cosplays and cosplayers, people get excited about seeing us too. And Drew and I are together all the time. So it's almost like if you see Drew, I'm there, or vice versa, right?
Yeah. Well, and because you go to these things like every year, people will be like, "You were this last year, right?
Yeah.
Are you Dark Phoenix?" Because
Yeah.
sometimes like you're not that recognizable, but then people just kind of know you, they follow you, and all that stuff, and they'll just be like, "Dark Phoenix, right?" And then we see like some of the same, like I don't know what you call them, photographers there, like that Pitbull guy, and you know, or we see one guy who loves taking 3D photos, and then he loves to show you afterwards.
Yeah, you
it's
get
like,
a lot
dude,
of
I've seen it
gems
20
at
times
these
already.
You really do get
You know,
some
but we see
really
the same
fun
people, and then it's just like you kind of get this following.
It really is, yeah.
Yeah.
And you really become like part of a community, which I wasn't ever realizing or expecting when I started getting into cosplay. Like the very, very first cosplay I went to was with Eric, was with Gia Photo, and we went to LA Comic-Con, and I dressed up as Domino. Because that
she wasn't one-eyed. She just
I wasn't just like with old face. As Domino from Deadpool, and it was like huge.
Like,
I mean,
you came out the gate swinging.
Yeah. Like people have lost their minds.
Yeah, that's you haven't done that one in a long time. That might
I
be
know,
a
I've
good
done
one
that
to
one.
throw back in
Actually,
there.
that might be one of those things. I think even Drew and I were talking about, because I was like, let's talk about like conventions coming up this year and what we want to do this year. Obviously, we have a great list, I think, already for San Diego Comic-Con, but there's after parties too.
Oh yeah.
So you want to have.
Oh, that's a good after party.
That's kind of thinking.
Yeah.
Like I should think about. I'm gonna put that on the list.
Yeah, because you can wear comfortable shoes with it.
Yeah, I think it's nice to, because I think last year my hair was blonde the whole time, so I did 2 different versions of Harley Quinn or something. Oh, it's Storm.
You did one Harley Quinn at least. Did you do 2? I don't remember what the other one was. Because all I remember is somebody, John Wick or something.
Oh God,
that was the year before.
We're gonna talk about Bruno.
We ran into people. They were like, "Where's John Wick, man?"
He who shall not be named. You know who doesn't need to be brought into this conversation right now. We're gonna talk about how Drew tried to upstage me at an after party dressed up as John Wick, the outfit that I picked out for him and helped him style, and then he went to the parties,
whose idea
and then
was
everybody
it?
liked him more than they liked me. But we're not gonna talk about that.
Never again.
I was like, listen, bro, I don't like this. You cannot dress up ever again.
Instant regret.
No, Drew has, like, we have a good dynamic because he'll have the matching shirt to all of my cosplays. I wonder how many shirts you have now.
Oh God, I was cleaning out my closet not too long ago, and I think I've got about 12-ish. There's a couple that like I wear like on a regular basis, like X-Men 97 shirt and like the Spider-Man shirt and stuff.
About that one.
But then I have like, you never ended up doing it, but you were gonna do Pinhead one time.
I know.
So I got a Pinhead shirt, and I tried to return it, and they were just like, "Keep it."
Really?
Yeah, Amazon was like, "You can keep that."
Like, we don't need that back.
Yeah. So if you ever decide to do it, I've got a shirt
I never
ready.
saw the Pinhead one. I don't think I saw that one before.
Yeah, like Red Jasmine. I got a Jafar shirt with it.
Fuck, I love that one. That's a good
And
one.
it was like Everybody Loves a Bad Girl or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah. So I have all these shirts that it just kind of like goes with the theme.
Yeah,
So-
that's as much cosplay as he's allowed.
That's all I want,
to do.
actually. I don't want the attention on me.
And it's a lot. So it's because it's a lot as like my friend, but also as like working.
Oh, yeah.
Because you have to be super on and like taking the photos and taking other people's photos from their phones and blah,
And I
blah,
have to
blah,
be able
blah.
to move, and I'm carrying shit, and it's, And I don't, inevitably, people are going to be like, jump in the picture, and I'm going to be like, no.
Yeah.
It's like, why did I dress up if
Exactly,
I'm not going to be in the picture?
And it's a thing. I think it's more stress, I think, for you than we even need to be bothered with, right?
Yeah.
We don't need Drew showing up to conventions dressed up. No, sorry. Never again.
No.
Never again.
But we got a lot of good ideas for upcoming costumes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of movies coming out that we can base it off of.
I know. What was I feel like I wrote down Fantastic Four the other day.
Yeah, we talked about that one too.
Is that movie coming out this year?
July. Yeah.
Oh yeah, just
along with all the
gonna be
other
the good
movies, they're all in July. It's like Superman is mid-July. Fantastic Four is like 2 weeks before that.
I'm really excited about that.
Jurassic World is 2 weeks before that.
World. I'm excited about that.
Then it's Superman. Then it's Fantastic Four. Something like that. I can't keep all the dates straight because there's a lot of movies coming out this year.
Yeah. Because last year we did we watched Deadpool Wolverine.
Oh yeah, literally right before Comic-Con.
Right before Comic-Con, and we managed to I brought my camera. I didn't think it was going to work, but it actually worked, and we ended up getting an episode in immediately
We're like,
after.
we'll do a quick 10-minute review, and it turned into an hour.
The camera, the battery died. The camera died. I'm like, okay.
Right.
I remember we saw the movie and we wanted to talk about it in the car and we didn't
It was
because
like uncomfortably silent.
yeah,
because
it was dead silent. I didn't even put on music or anything. I think I was like just trying to sort my thoughts out properly to make sure I knew what I was going to say on the podcast. And I'm kind of like, I kind of regret doing that because I feel like we should have talked about it. So the podcast wouldn't have been an hour long.
Yeah.
For that.
We are going to do some movie reviews, like on location movie review kind of things.
Yeah, I really want to do more of that this year, actually. I think now that we kind of got the gist of doing it last time, I've got my camera, I've got the mics. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't necessarily think the light has to be flawless. Like, if we shoot in my car, I think the light bounces nicely.
Teslas actually have good lighting in their cars because it just kind of shades it nicely.
Yeah, like the seats are white. I think we could do something
that too.
There. So yeah, I kind of want to just like, I really want to test that theory out this year of going to see a movie and then like sitting in the car and doing an episode immediately after.
With a drink.
Obviously.
Yeah.
We're not sober.
Because I mean, that's how.
It's not fun. Obviously. I can't even go to the movies without drinking.
See, I don't like drinking in the movie. I'll drink after.
I'd love you for that.
Yeah.
No, anything over an hour and a half, like hour and a half, 2-3 hours, I'm like cocktails. I usually get a bottle because I go to iPick. So. Yeah.
And you make it through. See, I forget the one time that I got alcohol when we saw a movie. I don't remember what we saw, but like I forgot the drink was there because I'm just watching the movie, and then I only drank half of it, and I was like, well,
now I gotta chug it.
Lesson learned.
Yeah, it's okay. One of us is an alcoholic. One of us isn't.
Functioning.
Hey, functioning alcoholics. Here. Cheers to that. Love it. Cheers.
Which is funny because like I'm almost out.
Oh,
so
sorry.
we don't have anybody here to refill it because I'm usually
the
the
one
one
to refill.
Should have brought the bottle over here.
I know. Why do we need this bottle over there? One's amateurs. That's all right. Now, anyway, so I'm really excited. Obviously I started off saying unofficial co-host, but I think it's funny to just keep saying it at this point.
I'm cool with that title.
Yeah, unofficial co-host.
Yeah, because
till special.
Girls like nerds. It's not a girl and Drew like nerds. So. Although that might be kind of a funny podcast title.
A girl and Drew like nerds. A girl likes nerds.
They're gonna be like, who's
Drew
the girl and who the fuck is Drew?
Who the fuck is Drew? A girl has no name. Did I say that right?
Oh yeah.
A girl is no one.
A girl has no name.
A girl has no name.
Yeah.
If you're a real nerd, you're gonna know where that's from.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should say it and ruin it for you, but that's a classic. I feel like I'm overdue for rewatching that series.
You should. I did. I think it was like beginning of last year when it was slow and I was going through shit and stuff. And it's like you throw that on and it's like, it's such a good show. For so much of it.
Yeah.
And then even the ending is not bad. It's just rushed and anticlimactic.
I agree. Yeah.
That's all it is. But it's a damn good show.
That's a damn good show.
Yeah.
There were so many great moments in that show, but I never rewatched it.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah, it takes time because it's such a heavy show and there's a lot, right? It's that many seasons of an hour each and all this other stuff. It's kind of a commitment. And then once you're done, you're just like, all right, I don't need to watch that for a few years.
For years. Yeah, you know? I feel like that's exactly how I felt. I haven't watched it since it aired how many years ago?
Oh, yeah. I tried to rewatch it during the pandemic, but it was like too soon. I got halfway through the first episode and I'm like, nope, I can't do it. I was like, I know people are dying and I want them to die now. I don't want to sit through it.
Right. Oh, God. No. Yeah, I feel like that's how I'd be if I rewatched it. So I'm not really sure I'm down for that. Did you watch House of Dragon?
No. So I've thought about it multiple times, but I just don't like have the will to sit there and get into it.
I started watching it, and then the characters like jumped like 10 years in age.
Yeah, that's what I've
halfway through the first season.
I've heard it like time travels, not backwards, but like it'll just jump. Like all
really?
Of a sudden,
yeah, it's kind of freaked me out, and I was just starting to get to know and like certain characters, and then once the cast changed, I was like, you lost me. I literally haven't watched it since like halfway through the first season. There's 2 seasons.
And see, I've heard some people be like, oh yeah, the show's really good. And then some people are like that. We're like, oh, it's this weird and that's weird. And I'm like, yeah, that's enough for me to not. Yeah,
and it's not probably fair for me to compare to Game of Thrones, but isn't that the whole reason that show even exists? Yeah. Because Game of Thrones was such a hit. Like, of course I'm going to compare.
Yeah.
I'm going to not compare.
I wish I didn't really need like a prequel. I wanted like a spin-off show with like, let's see where Arya goes.
Yeah, there's a whole world that she hasn't explored. Like, she hasn't gone to Asia.
Like, that would have been better. Different writers, though, because obviously the showrunners of of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I think they ran their
Yeah.
course. They didn't need to do that anymore.
It says a lot. When they ran out of book material, the show got bad.
I know, that's sad. Oh, that's kind of break your heart a little bit. But then you start with a whole new story. I'd love to see where Arya goes. Like,
Yeah.
I'd love that. I'd love to see. Honestly, I was really excited. I thought they were going to go back 100 years from when like dragons first were being discovered and in existence, and how they became the Targaryens. Like, I thought that would have been so fascinating.
That would have been kind of cool.
Yeah. It's funny, as we're talking about that, I remember Drew and I were talking earlier about the new, what did I say, at Universal Studios Florida?
Oh, the one Wizarding World.
The new Wizarding World.
Yeah.
I think it's the American Ministry of Magic.
I don't remember seeing that part, but that wouldn't surprise me.
It is, because you have like the little, what's that little creature that loves gold? He like flipped out. It's American. Niffler, yeah. So they have, it's supposed to be like this big like carnival tent. It actually looks really stunning.
Yeah.
But
seriously, guys, where's the silverware?
Where's the, let's see. This will be March by the time you guys see this episode, but I think it's April or May that it opens this year. In Florida.
Yeah. April, I think. April stands out in my mind, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't think I've ever wanted to go to Florida this badly. And I've never been to Disney World, and I've never been to the Universal Studios there before.
No, and I want to go, but I'm kind of like, I don't really want to go to Florida because I don't like humidity. But there's all of these theme parks to do. And I'm like, well, I don't want to make multiple trips to Florida, so I'd have to go to all of them in one trip, which would be like a week and a half long, $20,000 trip.
Oh, okay, wow.
Because I mean, parks are expensive, food, hotel, drinks,
right?
Flights, all that stuff.
I mean, I was thinking like a solid 7 days, because then you can go to Disneyland for 2 days. You can go. I don't really care about the Animal Kingdom person. I can pass on that, but you can go to like where the Na'vi live. You can go to
the Avatar.
Yeah, Avatar World.
Yeah.
You can go there, which looks so cool.
Wait 10 years and that'll be at Disneyland.
Oh,
seriously, they're building it.
Only 10 more years.
Yeah,
and then you got to go to Universal Studios.
Yeah.
But you need like a day in between. You need some time in between to rest your body.
Oh yeah, you have to take a rest
mind,
day from what I've been told.
Drinking and eating and walking. Like I need to chill for a day and then go back, and then chill for a day and then go back.
Yeah.
Yes, I kind of like, this is the year I think I just want to figure out going. We just need a sponsor. We just need Uni Studios and Disney to give us some passes. Trust me, you want us there.
We will create good content.
We will create good content, and I will dress up. I got my Disney princesses. I talked about on my birthday episode. I got my Disney princesses on lock. I'm talking like a full wardrobe of.
Oh, I'm sure.
His favorite house, Slytherin. I have a wardrobe. I could only wear Hogwarts clothing. I don't know. Honestly, probably every day for probably a couple weeks, easy. And if I even honestly, even a month, if I mix and match fits, like I've got a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, you have a bunch of different outfits.
Yeah.
You know what I'm thinking? We don't make like bets between each other a lot, but the next time we do, I'm gonna bet that you have to wear like Gryffindor clothing to something if you lose.
I can feel myself wanting to throw up.
Because the last time we had a bet, you lost, but then you also lost your car key, so I didn't make you pay out.
I know. Yeah, we're not going to talk about that. Speaking of the Renaissance Fair coming
Speaking
up,
of, that's coming
we'll
up
talk
pretty
about
soon, too.
that. Oh, God. Yeah, that's April? End of April? Beginning of May?
I can never remember.
I think it's end of April.
Yeah.
I think it's actually for like a month and a half. I don't want to go into it. We can talk about it next time Drew and I have our unofficial co-host episode.
Yeah, which will probably be right after WonderCon.
It's probably right after WonderCon, because I'd love to have another episode.
Talk about that,
and talk about how our experience was at WonderCon, how hopefully people enjoy the cosplay that I'm wearing this year.
I'm sure they will.
Hopefully they recognize it too. I think that's always like one of my biggest fears is cosplaying, and Drew is like, honestly, thank God he's like so calm and easygoing, because I will freak the fuck out if something isn't right on an outfit. I'm like, no one's gonna recognize this. This isn't the cut. It doesn't look like this. I can't go. Like on the day, I'm like, I don't want to go.
When you were a Mandalorian,
yeah,
and there was a bunch of stuff on the costume that like wasn't like pre-put together, and then there's a bunch of Velcro pieces and stuff. So we're FaceTiming, and she's like, "How should I put this?" I'm like, "Okay, put this here, glue this there," and then like once she started doing it, she's like, "Okay, I got it."
Yeah, but I was freaking out on the day. It was literally on the day that we had to get to the convention.
Yeah.
And I was just so freaking like, I'm not that great under pressure because I just lose it. So I don't like getting too angry or getting too happy because all those emotions are super heightened in someone like me. So I like to just kind of say like, nothing's ever that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Everything's
it's chill.
fine.
It's fine.
It's all good. It's not life
Kuna
or
Matata.
death. It's like Kuna Matata. Exactly. There's no worries. Like, I kind of have to say that way. Otherwise, like, everything is fucked. So, but Drew is like, kind of helps keep a nice little balance there. And now, obviously, we've gotten a lot better with just planning ahead and doing our best to have everything done long before we even have to get to the convention. So
there's literally no problem
stress.
with having it done early.
No problem having it done early.
Because then when there are problems, you have time to fix it.
Exactly, time to fix
which
it.
there inevitably will be.
That's really one of those things too. As I've gotten better at planning, I've also realized that some things are just out of your control and there's nothing you can do about it. Like that's why the Mandalorian costume was so stressful, because I had this amazing person make like the armor for the costume, but there was no way to adhere the costume armor to my actual outfit. And I didn't realize that until the day of the convention. So I'm freaking out, FaceTiming Drew. I'm on the floor, we're Velcro and shit.
Right.
I'm like, we made it work.
You're actually like very crafty. And I mean, I'll be like, I don't know how you're going to do this. And you're like, I'll sew it. It's fine. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like I would be stuck right there. Right. Because, you know, and you're just like, yeah, I can put this on. Oh, I put that on. Oh, it didn't fit right. So I took that off. It's like, you can handle shit like that. It's more just planning for the unforeseen.
That's what it is. And doing it last minute, I can't get as creative because my only focus is, I'll be like, I don't want to go. We need to go. Spend all this money, all this time, all these photos, telling everybody, planning ahead, doing a countdown. And then on the day, I'm like, fuck this.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this. Yeah. But luckily, that's never actually.
Like, let's go to the bar and get a drink instead.
Let's just go get drunk instead.
Yeah. Which, I mean, we do that anyway.
I mean, first of all, obviously. No, so I'm excited to have our really fun cosplay. Got to get you a shirt for that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, got to figure out what that's going to be.
I got to find that. I'll find a good one.
Yeah, find a good one.
I always find the good ones.
I wonder if you can guess what my cosplay for WonderCon this year is going to be. I wonder if we can get any fun guesses. Give them a hint. What did I say last time? I said something. It is an animated show. There are 2 seasons. It's a black female character. It's on Netflix. That's all I'm going to give you.
There you go.
I don't feel like that was much to go on.
The music is excellent.
Music is amazing. And the animation, flawless.
Yeah.
So I am curious if you can guess what the cosplay is going to be.
This should be a good one.
Yeah. I think I'm going to do...
good in pictures too, actually.
I think it'll actually really pop in photos. I think it's going to be really stunning. I'm really glad that Ashlyn is... now that I gave her enough time...
Oh, I know, right?
to make the costume, she can actually put it together. It's going to look really, really good.
Yeah.
And that's one that I was saying before we can also bring to Comic-Con in San Diego. And we can wear that on the first day, or we can wear that at an after party.
Right.
You know, there's always a place to go to that you can actually like recycle some of these cosplays. And I really want to do more of that this year.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's something, it's you're kind of like me. It's like you always want to do something new and fresh.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you have to remember that not everybody saw the other one. You know, so you can use it again.
Especially if it's a hit,
Yeah, and especially if it's a hit, and especially when you're down in San Diego and it's easier to put on. So we're not in the hotel for 5 hours and then have to go down.
I know,
for like a shorter day. And
I know. I always want to get body painted, but it's one of those things I have to realize it's just not as much of a practical decision, especially when we're down in San Diego. Obviously, Gamora was a huge hit. That year that we did, and Alana's amazing, but I think it's just so much easier and so much less stress when we just have the costumes ready to go, already fitted, already taken the photos of. That way we can take our time in the morning and like have breakfast and kiki and then just walk over.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sleep in a little bit.
The days are long.
Yeah, the days are long.
And the nights are long. Late. Yeah, because the parties are late.
Yeah, especially now that we have like a group of people that we'll meet up with after.
Exactly, yeah.
And they'll go all night.
Honey, like, honestly, Drew and I, a couple old birds, like, I have no problem going back to the hotel and going to sleep. But then you're like, damn, what a waste of a day.
I'm here.
Yeah, you're here. You're already spending the money. You're already spent the time. You already have the outfits.
Yeah.
You're already, my hair and makeup's already done.
It was last year, I want to say the second night maybe, when it was just a long day. We got back later than we thought. to, from the day. And there was like this up in the air, like, are we going? Are we not? And it's so late. I'm sitting down like, so we're not going? And you're like, of course we're going. And then I was like, and it's fun. But it's like,
once you're there, it's a great time.
You kind of like, you sit down and you start relaxing a little, and then you're like, I don't want to go anywhere. But then you go and you're like, okay, I'm glad I'm here.
Thank God I made it. Yeah. No, I'm really glad we did that. I think, and that's why it's really nice to plan ahead. Planning is like half the fun of the convention seasons, because you get to just like be like a kid in your mind and decide like, oh, I can wear this, or I can wear that, and I can wear this, or I can wear that. And it's great for me. Obviously, I always need more time, because I have to if I have to change my hair, I have to change my makeup. If the outfit I have doesn't fit, if I have to take that in, yada, yada, yada. So there's so many things that go into it. But
all right, me too.
Yeah. Must be fucking nice. Drew's got a fat ass, so luckily all I have to do is wear some jeans and a t-shirt, and ladies love him. Some of the guys love him too. Actually, we get some looks.
Oh yeah, we've.
I know there's a couple of photographers or something. There's a couple of people that are like, we can't tell if they're flirting with you.
Oh, chatting with me, and I'm like, she's right there.
So you don't even take a picture with her instead, and they'll do like full nerd, like talk about the cameras and your gimbal and like.
And last time when we were, it was when, I don't remember what night it was, but it was when Ashlyn was from Fallout, whatever night that was. And we were in that bar, we're all just kind of talking, and some girl walks up and like punches my shoulder, and I was like, she's like, "Are you with any of these lovely ladies?" And I just kind of looked at her. I made a decision, and I was like, "Yeah, that one."
Oh God, I don't know
and,
if I
I just
remember
like walked away, because it was like towards the end and stuff, and I was like, "I'm not in the mood."
I don't even think I saw that happen to you. Yeah. Oh, you sly
No,
double.
you were talking and stuff, but I was like, "Yeah." I could have you would have turned around, and I would have been gone.
Should have taken you.
Yeah.
Come back to my hotel room. Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, it's a bold strategy to walk up and like punch somebody in the shoulder.
That is aggressive.
Like, hey. I like the assertiveness, right?
Oh, I agree.
I was not feeling
those are the nerds though. Some of these nerds are like, because they're socially awkward, right? Yeah. So they don't know how to actually approach someone or like start a conversation. Yeah. So like the first thought that comes to their mind is exactly what they do.
They're like, go big or go home.
Yeah, and I guess she went home alone.
Well, you never know.
Well, maybe she punched somebody else and got lucky. Who knows? Anything's possible. So I'm really excited. I think I got a lot of fun things coming up this year. I think, it's gonna be a really, really fun, productive, very nerdy year.
Very nerdy, very busy.
Very nerdy, very busy. I think I also really want to go to, oh my God, what's the one in August in Atlanta?
Oh, Dragon Con. Yeah.
Yeah, we can kind of touch base on that more as we get a little closer.
That one's
I really want to go to that
quite a commitment, because it's like
flying and
4
hotels
or 5 days long. You got to fly there, get a hotel, and then from what people have told us, multiple people, I think, there's like a party every night, and it's not really an option. You have to go.
Because it's part of the experience.
It's just part of the experience.
I think where the hotels the hotels are the convention, and the parties are in those hotels also. So you kind of are in the party whether you want to be or not. Yeah. But I'm like,
I think it's Dare who was telling us.
Yeah, it's actually really exciting. Yeah, Dare's been on the podcast before too. She has a great podcast also.
It's one of those where it sounds very fun. It's also pretty close to Comic-Con. So it's like,
oh, I know. I don't know. I always think
it's like a one or the other.
And it's also close to D23, but D23 this year is going to be in Florida, right?
Maybe that's our time to go to Florida. Reason to go to Florida. So
there's 10 days in Florida.
Yeah, I mean, if we go for a convention and that's work, there's probably a ways to write it off.
I'm always down for that. I feel like we could, if we kind of put our heads together and manifest, like this is my manifestation year. Yeah. I feel like we can make this happen.
I think so too.
I think so.
We just have to do some content every day when we're out in the park.
Oh, happily. But we can plan that beforehand. Like we've gotten so much better at all the planning things, right?
Yeah.
So I think we can kind of kill it. But yeah, I'm really excited. A lot of fun conventions this year, a lot of fun movies, just a lot of fun things going on, and a lot of nerdy fun things going on. And I'm really excited that I get to share with my unofficial co-host, Drew Dailey. Me. Well, thank you so much for joining the podcast once again. Fun. Gracing us with your email.
He said as if he's not always right in the background.
Exactly. He doesn't have a choice. He's here all the time anyway, whether he wants to or not. So, but thank you for being in front of the camera this time. So I appreciate you. And
Emo
thank
Western.
you all. Yeah, Emo Western. It's not a phase, y'all.
Cheers. It's a lifestyle.
Exactly. Cheers. Thank you all so much for watching. Love you all so much. Have a great day. I'll see you very, very soon. Bye.